Well, good to have you back here on America's Voice Live. It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve, if you will. You're almost to the weekend. Good for you. You've had a good week, I hope. Listen, the government is getting increasingly invasive in our lives. You may have noticed this. But here is something maybe you didn't see coming because it's so blatant and in your face. Establishing, under the Department of Homeland Security, a disinformation governance board. We've been talking about it all day, but good Lord. We have ways to make you think the way you're supposed to. Oh, well, that's good to know. Yeah, the Disinformation Governance Board has a ring to it, doesn't it? That's not up for debate anymore, by the way. We've all seen the government trying to take control of our children as well so they can indoctrinate them early. Listen to this from President Joe Biden.
You've heard me say it many times about our children, but it's true. They're all our children. And the reason you're the teachers of the year is because you recognize that. They're not somebody else's children. They're like yours when they're in the classroom.
Maybe we could get Joe out on recess. Anyhow, you see, I don't think parents would agree with that, especially considering stories like the ones that keep cropping up with Democrat lawmakers wanting children in school to be taught pleasure-based sexual relations. Oh, good Lord. With me to talk about all of this, one of the co-hosts of Just the News, Not Noise, along with her co-host John Solomon, of course, Amanda Head. Amanda, what do you make of all this?
Oh, my goodness. Look, I feel like with the government disinformation program, I think first that we should talk about the fact that there was an iteration of this program under George Bush. It's not just Democrats who we can blame for this type of 1984 Orwellian junk. There was an iteration of this program under George Bush, although it was geared more towards international misinformation and not necessarily right here at home. It's terrifying. It's unconstitutional. I think that there are going to be no less than at least a dozen free speech legal organizations who are going to be fighting this and filing lawsuits against it, and it will end up in the federal court system, and I certainly hope that it will get squashed.
Well, I certainly hope. Isn't the timing interesting, though? It comes just a couple of days after we learn that Elon Musk, not a hardcore conservative, but a guy that cares about the freedom of speech, he comes in and liberates Twitter, and then here come these folks. Oh, we have ways to make you think the way you must. You must not see this. I mean, come on, really?
Well, you didn't really think that they were going to just let free speech happen that easily, did you? I mean, they've obviously got to fight it, and this is what is at the root of the issue is that without censorship, without the left controlling the narrative, they can't win elections. And therefore, if that is being threatened, then there has to be another way. They have to create another way to get their messaging out there. And, you know, of course, if this proceeds forward, which, you know, Penn has not hit the pad yet. The bank accounts have not, you know, switched over. It's not technically Elon Musk's company yet. But once that happens, they are going to have to find ways to counter narratives on Twitter. They're going to smear Twitter and claim that it's, you know, a bastion of right-wingers and terrorists and white supremacists. They're going to have to find ways to smear it, because if you open up a platform to free speech, as within the confines of the law, of course, and people are able to hear both sides, we know which side that they are typically going to pick unless they're crazy or stupid.
Or both. But you're exactly right. If you expected them to go quietly, come on, you do better than that. They weren't going to go quietly and just say, oh, hey, we're good. You can take over Twitter, say what you want. But isn't it remarkable that people that were born and raised in the same country that you and I were, Amanda, have this idea that they can tell you to be quiet, that they can silence you? Because when I grew up, the saying was, and you heard it all the time, sticks and stones will break my bones. Words will never hurt me, but now words are violence, and words are this, and words are hate. Wow. What happened to the Constitution? And this is even worse. This is a government agency, this governance, disinformation, whatever it is, the Newspeak agency, and a government agency cracking down, it sounds like, on what should all be protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Or did I misunderstand government class?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that we are in the phase of the cycle where and not to smear an entire generation, but weak men have created bad times. There's an entire generation of people who are weak-minded and don't have the emotional fortitude to withstand opprobrium and censure. People who, like you said, even words hurt their feelings. We exist in a society where practically everyone has a therapist. And by the way, I don't discount the element of godlessness in our culture as probably the leading factor to many of these things.
No question. What was the first institution undermined from the pandemic? Can't go to church. Disrupt the whole church family and church life, right? That was one of the first things that happened.
But strip clubs and liquor stores wide open.
Yeah, well, yeah, strip clubs, they're essential businesses. Yeah, essential business.
Well, who doesn't want a damp dollar bill that might be infected with COVID flying around a room?
I'm going to leave that one alone. I got nothing. I'm just going to say, I'm good there. At any rate, Amanda Head, you are terrific. You're on every night, 6 o'clock right here in Real America's Voice. Just the news, not noise, with John Solomon. Catch it tonight. There's a special report tonight with John, correct?
That's right. And then tomorrow is going to be kind of a special edition of our show because our show overlaps with the coverage of President Trump's rally. So our show is going to be a little bit more lighthearted and casual because we'll be throwing back and forth to our 3 amazing colleagues who will be on the ground covering that rally.
Well, there you go. Amanda, always appreciate it. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Same to you.
Coming up, after the break, some stories that make this country wonderful.